Hello, everyone. Uh, I'm really excited today. Today we have Lara as our guest speaker. Lara is a certified autistic coach, and we will hear about her something about her uh, consulting, about her experiences. And I am so glad to welcome Lara. Hi, Lara. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm wonderful. How are you guys? Hello.
Yeah, I'm really very much excited today because this is really a very special episode what we are going to go today,
Mm.
particularly because um, I have like some family friends, and I will dedicate this episode of Let's Talks to my friends who have their children like autistic children, and I have seen their suffering, so I really know how important is this topic, and I must appreciate the work that Lara is doing for the community. All hats off to you. But before we start, just please take a 1 minute and just go to our website and just click the subscribe button and to get updates on daily basis, and also uh, do whatever you want to do. Okay, so yeah, over to you, Lara. Hi, how are you? I'm
I am
really
excellent.
uh,
Hello, everyone. Good to see you.
good to
Good to
see
see
you
you,
as
Arif.
well. Good to see you as well. And thank you very much for accepting this invite. Uh, I'm really, really excited. So if you allow me, can we start?
Let's do it.
Okay. First of all, just introduce yourself. So we want to know more about you, your career, your achievements, and how you came to like autistic world, please.
Sure. Well, that's a lot. I will start with the fact that I am a career educator. I I knew that I wanted to be an English teacher at 22. No, forgive me. I started being an English teacher at 22.
Okay.
And it was only sophomore year in college. I was young and I knew that this was what I wanted. And so I went directly from college to grad school. And that meant that I was in my first English classroom at 22. And so I've been there for a long time.
Okay.
And it was 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, that I found out. Can you imagine at 47 to find out that you're autistic? And for sure, and it's such a valid explanation for so many problems I've had throughout my life, so many daily experiences that I never understood. And I am a high school teacher.
Wow.
And so I help young people every day for 28 years, and I understand young people. And
Okay.
I was this young person who was doing my best navigating social situations, high school, college, grad school, my first job, my second job, two marriages,
Okay.
and just doing my best.
Wow.
And it turns out that I was struggling with this absolute large difference between me and the rest of society. And the big thing I think to realize with autism is it's not a deficiency, it's a difference. So it happens that 95% of the population is not autistic.
Okay.
So when you are autistic, it seems as if you have challenges and you have problems. But that's just assuming that everyone else is correct. I think
Right.
I'm good. I think I do a good job. I think
Absolutely, absolutely.
I
You
have
are here and you are contributing a lot to the society. That means you are doing an enormous kind of a job, you know. Hats off all to you. But it's just a small question. Um, it's really a surprise. I just knew now that at like at the age of 47, you got score you diagnose yourself as autistic. So why doesn't what? So please help us in understanding that why it cannot be identified when in the young people, or what are the pointers that should actually say, hey, you seems like the right person, or no, there seems some difference, so why not to investigate further?
yes,
So is it
yes.
something like medically it was never
I will tell you.
identified? Yeah.
Yes. So why did it take so long? Why was I able to go to 47 years and people not know? And I want to just, with so much respect, correct you that I was not self-diagnosed autistic. My diagnosis came from New York University Medical School.
Okay.
And my own daughter was diagnosed only at 15. And we have so much in common that I said, if she's autistic, I think I might be autistic.
Oh,
And
I
I
see.
wanted to be sure when I was evaluated that it was at the most reputable place I could imagine. And I went to New York City,
Okay.
and New York University is who diagnosed me. But the answer to your question is that uh, human beings don't want to be bullied. We don't want to stand out and be different.
Right.
And we don't want to lose. We
True.
want to try our best.
Yeah.
And so, what it's called in autism is masking or camouflaging. And I didn't know I was doing it. Um,
Okay.
Starting at 4 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, I said, oh, when I do this or that or the other thing, nobody likes it. I'll stop that. Oh, when I act like this, everyone likes me better. I'll do that. But the problem with masking is it is extremely emotionally taxing. You're
Okay.
living, you're living contrary to your nature,
Mm-hmm.
but you know that if you did what is normal, you would be all by yourself, everyone know like you, and negative responses throughout the day. So you're a child, you don't know what to do, and you try to survive.
That's
And
so bad.
yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear. Sorry, it's really hard, and I'm really sorry. I have no words, but just want to ask some couple of more questions. Is that uh, so? Primarily, we identified that there are so hard. It cannot be diagnosed in any scenario. Like, let's say, if a person is not going for, he's not showing the symptoms. Can in any stage the father or the parent can realize his or her child is like autistic and yeah.
So this is the next decade. This is what I call uncovering
Hmm.
presentations of autism like me. I was an extremely capable student. I graduated college Phi Beta Kappa in America is very prestigious. I went
Okay.
to Harvard University for my
Wow.
master's degree, and I have had career success ever since. But
Right.
inside, I have, I want to say a word that I hope is not too strong, but I feel like it is true. I have turmoil. I have very significant challenges inside. So tell me again. So how would we know? You're asking, how would we know that a child is okay? Now I got my train of thought back. This is the autistic brain. So, how a person would know earlier, how
Okay.
parents would know earlier. This is the next decade of work. This is realizing that a girl can behave like all the other girls, but inside she's struggling. It's realizing that plenty of boys, maybe they don't cause trouble, they don't seem like they're in trouble, but it's a hiding element with the masking. We children want to please you. Children want to do well. Children want to do the right thing. And
Yeah.
so we need to help parents understand when a child, so let you, some things that might raise your alarms. The child needs a lot of time alone.
Okay.
Okay. And that is because being around society and acting like you are like the other children, as I said before, it's very emotionally taxing. And so we must recover. We must recover. Um, my own daughter was not diagnosed until 15 years old.
Oh,
That is a
so
late
sorry.
diagnosis.
So sorry.
All through elementary school and middle school, we
Okay.
did not know she has autism and that she's autistic.
Okay.
She needed to sleep only a little bit. And when I was a young mother and a single mother, she if I put her to bed at 7, she'd wake up at 4 in the morning.
Wow.
When she went to bed at 8, she'd wake up at 5 or 6. It wasn't my fault. And also napping, she would nap very little. Um,
Okay.
but me, I need to sleep a lot. And my mother tells me that I would, before I even walked, crawl down the hall and bang on my door to take a nap. And that if I was supposed to go to bed at 8 and we were out at 7:30, I would start to throw a tantrum because I needed to go to sleep.
Right. Right.
So we have extremes of
Good.
behavior.
Okay.
Um, and the only other one I'll pop into my head, let's think. It's honestly, it's differences.
Right.
This is not how the other children are behaving. So it might be many things. Um, Even though only 2 to 3% of the population has autism, those of us with autism, we're not all the same.
Right.
We're very different.
Very
So
different.
it's not possible. Now, what I think, oh, in 20 years, maybe 15 years, 10 years, could we scan our brains to find out? And the reason would be just to raise this wonderful child, this wonderful human, in a way that's more healthy for that
Absolutely.
child. Yeah.
Absolutely. We don't want to lose a child, right? So
There's
we
no
can,
problem
we
with
have to
being
help.
autistic.
We have to help. It's susceptibility only, I think. So, two or three very personal questions, if you don't mind.
No problem.
The first part is that was it more painful to know that you were autistic, or was it more painful to know your daughter is autistic? So how you were able to cope with two different, because even like if you come to know that my daughter has some issue, right? It's a matter of life and death. You can't even breathe because it's all over. You have like your child is just like something, the part of your body, and he's not for she's not feeling ill. You are saying that I'm done with that, right? And then
Yep.
down you come to know that the issue that your daughter is going on, you're also going on, right?
Yep.
So the pain is double rather 4 5 times or like 100 times more. So how you cope with that? How you survive with that?
You asked me which was harder, to find out that my daughter is autistic or I
Mm,
was autistic.
yeah.
Both realizations made me happy and relieved.
No issues. That's okay.
So here's the issue is that my daughter had struggles since she was born. I struggled throughout her life, throughout my young adult life, and to realize that I'm autistic was an answer. It's not bad news. The news was already there. The news is me. I'm the news. And for my daughter, she's a wonderful human.
Oh my
Now,
goodness.
she's a little more literal than most humans. She wasn't in the popular crowd in high school. She would rather be by herself and analyze linguistics
Okay.
uh, than do a movie and a party. But the thing is, this is who she is.
Right.
And anybody who is born, for example, I don't know if this is a good analogy or not, but in my heart, I feel like this is a good analogy.
Absolutely.
Somebody is born
Absolutely.
with missing a hand, or they're born without their sense of hearing.
Hmm.
This is no matter. This is no relevance. This is a wonderful human. And
Absolutely.
those of us who are autistic, we have a difference in
True.
our brains. And so when I mentioned that maybe in 15 or 20 years there will be an assessment, and I don't mean, forgive me, that's not, I don't mean we're crazy. I just mean in our brains.
Right.
Because so something that hasn't come up yet in this discussion is that autistic individuals, in addition to being socially different from 98% of society, we're very sensitive to,
Very true. Yeah.
yeah, to noises, to lights.
Two colors.
So what the current thinking is that our brains have um, additional or extra well-functioning connections.
Right.
And so, in terms of thinking and processing and our senses, will notice a sound that other people don't notice. We will smell and not be able to stay in a room when somebody else doesn't even notice the smell. And I think this is really fascinating that it might, they it not just might be, researchers have determined that our brains, if you can, you picture how like a cartoon brain would look with lots of like lines. The brain is not just flat, the brain has lots of lines.
Right.
And what researchers have determined is that autistic brains have even deeper lines and more connections. So noises and sounds and lights, but also thoughts and emotions
Right.
are more complicated for us.
Right.
So,
Even colors like yellow color or some aggressive color.
I'm hearing the word color.
Colors. Yeah. Color
Yep.
like
An
yellow color.
aggressive, yeah.
Yellow color or maybe orange color.
No, no, for me personally, color is not an issue. I have on my red, but lights and sounds, and smells for
Smells. Okay. For
sure.
sure. Okay.
And I mean, these are things that all my life for me, and I don't mean to be dramatic. I don't want to put attention on me. I'm the opposite personality. But all my life, intolerable. I cannot I cannot be in a room, or I cannot sleep with the smell or the noise. Um and so this, if you remember a while ago, you asked how could someone go to 47 years old and not know there's the person is autistic. And
Yeah.
by the way, in England and Australia, they're further along than us, and they say this person is autistic. We have an autistic person. In America, I don't know about Canada. In America, we usually say with autism.
With
So how do
autism.
we know a person with autism, etc., or that a person has autism? But
Okay.
it's better, it's more progressive to say autistic person, because it's like it's so much, it's our makeup, it's our biology.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you asked how a person can make it to 47 not realizing that he or she is autistic. Um, and this is where I lose my train of thought. It was about, oh, I know. So, and this is, and right what you just saw, I have it. It just takes a little bit more. So, um, and I just lost it again, but I'm going to get it back. The I had it and I got it back. Ask me again the question if you can try to remember.
Okay, okay, let's talk about something else. So,
Okay.
so you are a practitioner as well. So do you also do the consulting, or like you
Yeah.
have autistic consulting?
So when I realized that my daughter went to 15 years old, not realizing that there was a difference with her, and myself till 47, I said, obviously, there are other people in our situation. Obviously, there are other people,
Definitely.
a lot of females, because
Yeah,
to be thought that autism is male um,
oriented, no?
oriented, exactly, good. Um, but also plenty of males who were missed as well.
Very
And
true.
so I said, when when I even though I knew my daughter was autistic when I was 45, and
Right.
even though I knew, well, I probably am too, when I got my diagnosis at 47, and in the time since, I wish there was someone that I could speak with. Now, I don't need to have therapy. I don't have a psychological problem, but it's rare. It's rare to find out that you're autistic after early childhood. And
True.
so I reached out to a friend or two. I probably depended on a friend or two more than I wanted to. It was without the negative connotations, which I'm trying to avoid, it was almost an obsession because I said, how did this happen? Just like you said 15 minutes ago, how could that happen? That you,
Right.
right? And so I opened my consulting,
Very nice.
yes, I opened
Very
my
nice.
consulting practice to have conversations with people who are realizing late in life, and that is 12 years old.
Wow.
Even 12 or 15 years old is late to realize, okay, I don't just feel different from everybody else. My brain is different. My brain is different. So, and that might be what I was trying to think of earlier, that there would be some sort of screening or some test that we could, because scientists are determining that autistic brains with our sensitivities to smells and sounds, etc., but also our other differences, the brain is different. And so it might be the case that we can determine that earlier.
Great. Okay. And the last question, and it's an amazing discussion. I just learned a lot of things from you, but one last question. Is there any way of self-assessment of this autistic?
So I have been trained in the last 6 months. I got two important trainings. I'm a certified autism specialist, and I am a peers practitioner. And what peers is for young adults and teenagers. And I have to look because I don't remember. It's a program for the education and enrichment of relational skills, so social skills.
Very nice.
And peers is run out of UCLA. It
Okay.
was developed by a woman named Elizabeth Lageson. And at UCLA, one of the top 20 universities, top 10 universities in America,
Yeah.
to participate in studies for autism, they now accept self diagnosed autistics.
Amazing. Amazing.
Because the issue is there are so many people that
Right.
are in the situation where I was. Um, Official diagnosis is quite costly. It's rarely covered by insurance.
Okay.
So, and these are, as you can tell, I hope this is all very, very close to my heart. What I have tried to do is bridge the gap between a very costly official assessment
Okay.
and when you say, can we self-diagnose? And individuals can self-diagnose, but it's usually a long process and it's something that a person has doubts. And
Perfect.
I've been a high school teacher now for 28 years. And so Education and helping people is just second nature to me. So I have modified my consulting practice to help people. What I call it is guided, informed self-assessment. I don't have
Amazing.
the I don't have the credentials to assess to excuse me to diagnose. I don't have
Right,
the credentials to diagnose, but hundreds of thousands of people in the world are in the position of self-diagnosing. I
right,
get maybe this is what my situation is. And as I said, even at UCLA, self-diagnosed autistics are accepted into research studies. What I've tried to do is offer a as reasonable a fee as I can, minimal fee. I will help you and guide you to your own understanding if autism is a situation that you are part of, and if you are autistic, and your self determination and self diagnosis, but with a guide and with someone who has a lot of knowledge.
So here you are. So I will just request everyone. First of all, we must appreciate the com- the the things you are contributing to a society. It's such a valuable kind of gesture that you are giving to the society. And secondly, please, 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 if you believe that there is, someone, if you are part of it, your near or dear ones are suspected to be autistic and you don't know if their behavior is changing, please contact Lara for a guided and informed kind of assessment. What she can actually has like decades of experience, how she has been fighting the autism, and she has fighting for her daughter as well now.
Yes.
So all the best to you, Lara. It was an amazing discussion, and I'm really very much touched, and I really look forward to see you again. But hats off to you for all your kind words and also the kind effort you are doing. May God bless you and with all the happiness and all the prosperity in your life, and you keep smiling like this. It was
Thank you, Arif.
really, it was really lovely talking to you, and I just
Thank
say
you.
thank you. I just
Thank you
salute
so
you.
much.
My pleasure. Okay, bye. Bye.
Bye, Arif.
Bye.